It is Goji time once again, folks. Yeah. Please handle with care. Fragile. Thank you. All right. This is another one from INS Hobby. Okay. So last time I got the Energized Godzilla from Hiya. From INS Hobby. That was my first purchase from them. I was quite satisfied. This is the second one. I pre-ordered 3 figures from INS Hobby. So I do recommend ordering from there. It's great. They let you pre-order. You could put down 30% of the pre-order and then pay the rest when it drops. So that's great. Not very many sites let you do that. So that's good because it lets you pre-order all the figures you want and just pay them off as they come out. First quarter, second quarter. So I love that. You know what I mean? And for higher figures, this is the place, in my opinion, to get them from. So, but as you can see, it's packed with care. And we're going to open it up and show you what we got. Okay, so first off the bat, kudos to the way they packed this thing. Look at that. They put the plastic on the edges so that it doesn't ruin the box. Can you guys see what we got here? Yeah, so INS Hobby, man, they pack it with care, as you can see right here. Plastic edges to protect the box, bubble wrap. But let's get that off there and see what we got. Okay, so we have the Hiya Exquisite Basic Series Godzilla 2014 version right here. And very, very nice box. Love the colors, the blues and the purples, which is kind of different, you know, for Godzilla 2014 because we always saw him with a red and orange tone to it. So it's quite different, you know, to see this Godzilla with a blue box. But it looks very nice. It's a beautiful box with the city behind them. Beautiful picture of the figure. You have Godzilla up on top. You have a picture of the city on one side. Same with the other. And then you have a huge picture of the figure on the back, Godzilla on the bottom, and yeah, the box is on the longer side than normal for Hiya, but it's a nice box nonetheless, and can't wait for this guy. That figure, I love the 2014 Godzilla, but we'll get into that when I get him out of there. So let's open up the box, get the Goji out. Okay, so we have a fairly long clamshell with his tail the whole length of the clamshell. So there you go. You're going to get an extra set of claws right here. I think this is 2 closed fist hands, so that's nice. But we'll see when we put them on. But yeah, so let's get them out of the clamshell. Let's get a little plastic crunch sound in the video, because I love that. Open them up like God's box. Shout out to God's box. Yeah, Goj. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is straight out of the box. I didn't touch it at all. Didn't pose it or anything. Wow, is this beautiful. So first impressions are this is just gorgeous. What a paint job. What detail. What screen accuracy. Look at the screen accuracy. Look at Godzilla's face. Awesome, man. And the paint job is just fantastic. Right off the bat, it's like a breathtaking paint job on this. Really, really nice, just off first look at it. Dorsal plates, awesome. I love the dorsal plates on the 2014 Godzilla. I love the spiky look to them. And man, does this figure look nice straight away. I didn't even put it in, it's, you know, it's in that like awkward pose from straight out the box. I didn't even pose him yet. And it's just looking so fantastic. Everything jumps out at you with this figure. From the screen accuracy to the amazing paint job to the unbelievable detail all over him. Look at the detail just jump right out at you. You know what I mean? The look of Godzilla's face jump right out at you for screen accuracy. And then the beautiful blending of the paint on this paint that right here. This is gorgeous, man. Beautiful, beautiful figure from Hiya. I was waiting on this one for a while. I think it got delayed for a second. Then I forgot that I even had to pay the balance because they texted me last time, but not this time. But it took a little, maybe about 2 weeks longer than it should have to get here. But I'm glad it did. And I got one left. I got the Godzilla Evolved with the pink dorsal plates. That should be the last one I ordered from INS Hobby. But so far, I really like it. Doing business with them. And this is one hell of a figure. As soon as they announced this, I jumped all over it. You know what I mean? I knew it was going to be good, and I just love the design of the 2014. You know what I mean? And we'll talk about that more as I pose it. But super psyched to have this guy. So let's pose this guy. Let me handle him for a minute, and see what he could do. And we'll talk about it. So, yeah, we're talking some stiff articulation here, folks. This guy is a stiffy. This guy is like, honestly, it felt like getting a NECA 2014 at the box. You know what I mean? Super stiff like on the articulation. So I'm sure I'm going to have to work them and pose them to break them out of that. But this is a stiff one. Legs are stiff. The arms are stiff. So just note that. You know what I mean? You may have to heat them up and handle them for a while before he starts getting smooth articulation. But wow. I mean, this figure is like a looker, man. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous figure. You know what I mean? That's all I could tell you. Like, it's just so beautiful in person. Look at that. Look at the paint job on this sucker, man. Look at the beautiful tone on his neck and chest. Like, it's like a tan color, greenish tan color. Oh, man, it's just beautiful. Yeah, it's really, really nice. They did the chest plate nice. You have that color going all the way up into his gills. That looks beautiful. I love that. I love the color of this Godzilla. That's just looking so nice. This really, really conveys the 2014, the look of the 2014 Godzilla. Absolutely beautiful. That is, yeah, that's just one hell of a paint job, as you can see. We'll go into the back. You get the dorsal plates are, on a nice, like, ashy gray, with all, and then the rest of that paint kind of blends into the tail. The dorsal plates look fantastic, like, from the top of his head all the way down to the little ones that are on the bottom of his tail. His tail is very interesting, too. Very, very interesting tail. It's quite nice, actually. Looks really nice. Yeah. So, yeah, the face looks really good. You can see there. See the eyes? Interesting eyes. Yeah, the eyes actually look pretty decent on this, I have to say. And let's check out the teeth. Yeah. Oh, they're pretty nice too. Oh, yeah, that's good. That looks good. The teeth and gums look great. Look at how intricate that is. Wow. Interesting. Okay, you see the work on the side of his mouth, too. That's very nice. Yeah. All right. This Godzilla's sharp looking, man. Hiya toys. Wow. You know what I mean? I'm so happy to have my Hiyas. I got to tell you, they're just so fantastically done. So beautiful, so screen accurate, breathtaking paint jobs. Every single one of them I got they all have different paint jobs, every single one of them, and they're all fantastic. You know what I mean? Not one of them has a bad paint job. And this one just it just blends so perfectly. The colors just jump out at you. Look at that. Look at the nooks and crannies on his skin and the grooves in the dorsal plates. Look at the details on his leg. Excellent, man. Excellent. So very nice. Okay, so I kind of just push through the stiffness anyway, you know what I mean? That's you get some nice crunch right there at the waist. This is about as far down as you'll get his head to look. The tail was not crunchy when I actually went to bend it, and it's really, look at that. You know what I mean? That's awesome. Look at the curve. Look at the curvature on that tail. Really, really nice. Yeah. So, yeah, you could get him into a nice looking down pose like that. Beautiful figure. Okay, and that's about as high up as you could get his head to go, which is fine. You know what I mean? And I'll just show you the detail right there on the inside of the mouth and the tongue, which is nice. You know what I mean? It's pretty well done. Not, nothing spectacular going on about the inside of the mouth, but it's well done. It's a little above average, more than serviceable. The tongue looks good. The teeth look nice. You know what I mean? Look at that. Yeah, the teeth are really detailed, and the eyes are pretty good. The eyes are actually really nice, if you could see them. Yeah, the detail on the eyes, on the teeth, tongue, very, very solid all around. I love that. It really conveys the 2014 Godzilla. Now, the thing with the 2014 Godzilla is they basically wanted the design of, well, first of all, they wanted to correct a mistake that they made with the 98 Zilla. This was, the first American Godzilla since that. So they had to really right those wrongs, and come up with a good looking Godzilla. And wow, did they ever, because this design, this legendary MonsterVerse design of Godzilla is just unforgettable. You look at it, you see Godzilla, period. And and it's great. And Japan made a knock it out the park Godzilla with Godzilla -1. So between the MonsterVerse Godzilla and Godzilla -1, two of the best Godzilla designs ever, in my opinion. They're both top 5 to me. But this was the start of it for the MonsterVerse, and they wanted to create a Godzilla that was as realistic as possible, make them, like how he would really be if he actually existed in the world. So, and I think that's great. You know what I mean? They gave us the big tree trunk legs to support his body. They gave us the elephant feet to support the weight of his body, because they figured, a creature of that size would have, strong legs and feet, like an elephant's feet supports its weight. That's what they had in mind with that, and I think that's like really cool that they brought that into the design of Godzilla. Then, what else would he have? He would have some sort of body armor. So he has basically these three plates, which was fantastic. Then he's a land and sea creature. So what would he have to be able to stay under the water? He would have gills, you know. So, and that makes perfect sense. So I think that is, those things, the big thick legs, the elephant feet, the chest protector, the chest armor, and the gills are all really, really nice touches to add to Godzilla, and it makes sense. He would use the gills to breathe underwater. He would have big, thick legs and elephant feet to support his body being able to walk around, So, I love that kind of thought was put into the design of this. And, of course, this Godzilla to me had probably the best size head out of all of the Godzillas in the MonsterVerse. They started getting it right, back to the better size for GXK. But this head is bigger and boxier and fits his body more. And I think that's kind of cool too. Of course, this had very different dorsal plates than we've ever seen on Godzilla. These were very, very spiky. And I like them. I like the look of them. Of course, like as he evolves, his dorsal plates are going to change. But these were very cool. These were different for Godzilla. And I like them. They look kind of ferocious. I love that they look spiky like that. It really adds to the overall look and adds to this figure. But, yeah, so, that's one thing that's really cool about 2014 design. I love the design, man, and the tail is like on the skinny side, which is really cool, It's like very symmetrical, this design. It works, you know what I mean? The tail works, the dorsal plates work. The whole look of it, of the legs and the feet and the chest armor and the gills, you know what I mean? Like the gills, that makes so like perfect sense of that. That's how he's able to breathe underwater, you know what I mean? And they look great here, as you can see on both sides. Awesome. Yeah, so that's something I just wanted to talk about, to give you back a little backstory about the design of this Godzilla. Thought went into it. That's the bottom line. Thought had to go into it. They had to succeed with this one, and they knocked it out of the park, in my opinion. All right, let's pose him some more. All right, we're definitely going to get him into a very nice running pose. That's about where you're going to get the leg to go back right there. Awesome. That looks awesome. This wasn't really, this was a slow-moving Godzilla, too. That's another thing about it, which would kind of make sense if he existed in real life. He'd kind of move around a little bit slow. This wasn't as agile as what he wound up becoming in GXK, But nonetheless, you could get him into a really nice-looking running pose. And, yeah, he still had the ability to run, but, was slower this time around. Okay, we could do this excellent tail off the ground pose. Look at how nice that is. Wow. This looks great, man. This really looks like a dinosaur, like you would see at a museum or something like that, this figure, man. Wow. Look at how this figure pops. This is such a really well done Godzilla right here. It really looks great. It just comes to life. Fantastic. So, with a little bit of balance, you could get him into a really nice tail off the ground pose. The tail's fantastic. You could really, really get that. It's got like a whipping effect, that tail. Beautiful. Yeah. And that's just, Godzilla's just creeping right there. Awesome pose. Okay, you could get Godzilla into extremely nice crawling on all fours pose here. That looks fantastic. Look at that, man. That really looks great. Wow. Yeah, I always say it, because everybody talks about the screen accuracy with Hiya, but they also have some very underrated articulation. Because, when you could create poses like that, your articulation is also above average. It's not just about the screen accuracy and the great paint job. You could pose these things in a lot of nice poses. And this looks great. And you could get Godzilla in a pretty damn good swimming pose. Looks pretty much straight ahead, so that's nice. You can see that. Yeah, super cool. That's a nice swimming pose right there. Very nice. Okay, you could get him into a really nice foot stomping pose with a little bit of balance. And these legs work great for that, to really, you can really raise him up high to make it look like he's stomping down with it. That looks amazing. Look at the colors jump out on this figure, too, when you pose him. Awesome. Really, really dynamic poses. This figure looks great. And I just want to show you, about how wide you could stretch his arms and his legs out. Really, really nice. Also wanted you to get a clear shot of that paint job on the underside of his arms, on his chest, on the inside of his legs. Just see how that blends in to the gills like that? That's just beautiful, man. Look at that. It just contrasts so well with the paint on the rest of the body. It just blends into it and just gives it to you from different angles. Yeah, this is quality. And here's a little bit of an attempt to get close to the shot that's on the box. Yeah, close enough. All right, so now I wanted to swap out the hands for you. And these are two fists that could grip. Excellent. So you could make it, see the holes in them? You could make it hold something. So we're gonna experiment with that. But look how nice that looks. You can make them look like a scrappy Godzilla, like the 73, 4, and 5 looking to duke it out. I love that. I love that they do that, because I love the closed fist on the energized Godzilla. That's how I pose him on my shelf with his fists. And that looks awesome, and it looks really good on this too. Excellent. I love that they give us that option. That's cool. If that's the only, accessory you get, I'll take it. Looks awesome. Here's another tough looking closed fist pose that I think looks great. Look at that. Look at how nice that is. This is a hell of a figure, man. Absolutely beautiful. Well done. This is one of the nicest Hiyas I've purchased so far. Straight up and down. Look at that. That's just beautiful. Love the 2014 Godzilla from Hiya. It's fantastic. Kudos, Hiya. Thank you. Yeah, so the fist can grip smaller things like a plane or a drone. It doesn't fit Kong's axe in his hand. It's not a large enough hole in the hand for that. So you can put a plane, you can put a drone, which is cool. It's cool that it grips around something. It's a Kong's axe for Hiya. I haven't tried SH Monster Arts, but I don't think it's going to fit in there either. It's really not that big of a hole in the fist, but cool to put a drone or a plane in there. That works. Could have him in a nice roaring to the sky with his fist clenched pose, you know, bellowing at the Mudos. Oh, which reminds me, did somebody say Mudo? Couldn't wait to get these two together like Romeo and Juliet, like Rocky and Apollo, you know? And, yeah, so I had the Mudo. I already did a review on it. Check that out if you will. If you will. American Dream. But Mudo is a species that can kill Godzilla. You know, that's the bottom line. They killed a Dagon. And Dagon, basically, you know, the Mudo Prime, basically laid their eggs inside of Dagon, and they just hatched from within after he killed them. These are the two, you know, those were the two Mudos that Godzilla fights in the movie that hatched out of Dagon. And this is the female Mudo, which scales quite nice with this. I must say, they look great together. I already saved the space on the shelf next to the Mudo for him. But, yeah, Mudo is, the Mudos are, well, specifically Mudo Prime is a tough match for Godzilla. So, you know, and Godzilla, I believe, winds up in the graphic novel killing the Mudo Prime eventually. But, yeah, so this works, you know. This looks really, really nice together, and I'm so happy that they made it. Of course, it was my first Mudo figure. I have some other 2014 Godzilla figures, obviously, but first Mudo, and was happy to pair him up with this guy. And that looks great, how you could have Godzilla just, you know, with closed fists, stepping up on him, pulling up on him. Awesome. That looks really nice. And you can pose it with Godzilla basically battling the Mudo, which looks really, really cool. Awesome, man. Can't wait to pose these guys on the shelf. Looks great. Godzilla basically biting down on the Mudo's neck. Awesome, man. These two look great together. So happy Hiya made these figures. They look awesome, bro. Look at that. Okay, so now I just want to compare all three of these articulated 2014 Godzilla figures that I have here. So, first I'm going to show you the NECA, which I'm going to tell you the truth, man. This NECA 2014 Godzilla figure just really has stood the test of time and flat out looks awesome, man. Look at that, bro. This figure was ahead of its time. Look at the detail on it. Absolutely beautiful. Teeth and tongues and eyes. Dorsal plates. Detail. Looking amazing. I'll tell you what. A hell of a good job on this. A hell of a good job on this. Really, really nice. I miss NECA Godzillas. This is a beautiful figure, no doubt. Of course, then we have the Hiya, the new Hiya figure, the Exquisite Basic, and the SH Monster Arts, which is a very, very cool figure with a very, very nice paint job, beautiful dorsal plates, which I think that they basically extended and made sharper. The only thing is that Yuji Sakai didn't have much to work with as far as art, and it's not as screen accurate as these two. You know what I mean? This is certainly the most accurate face. NECA got it pretty goddamn good too. I'll tell you what, man. That NECA is beautiful. Just looking at it, that NECA holds up against these two, and it's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? It looks just as impressive, maybe even more so. You know what I mean? And this figure is just beautiful, but the NECA is neck and neck with it. Neck and NECA with it. But it's right up there, man, you know? And the SH Monster Arts, cool figure. I watched a video of a dude that a couple of days ago that showed all of his 2014s that he had. I think he had like the regular, the Spitfire, and the poster color version of the SH Monster Arts, and he had custom heads that look closer to these guys than this. But this is still cool. It's a stylistic approach. It's basically the Japanese version of the American Godzilla. You know, they took their liberties. The feet are a little different on this one, though. Like they also changed that. Like gone are the wide ass elephant feet, and these are a little more spread out. So they took some liberties with it. All three of these figures are amazing, though. I'm so happy to own all three of them, and they look great together, honestly. Beautiful, but kudos to NECA, man. Shout out to NECA. That's a gorgeous figure, man. Hiya, beautiful. SH Monster Arts, all very, very cool. Now, another figure I wanted to compare it to was the Bandai Creations, or Bandai America 2014 Godzilla, because this was one of the nicest Godzillas we got that year. Great. You could see it was a dynamic pose that it came in. It got the dorsal plates right. It got the legs right. It got the feet right. It got the face right. And so, this, as far as screen accuracy, is it. It's hitting. And this follows suit and cranks it up a notch. But this was one of my favorite 2014 Godzillas. I just thought it was like, such a dynamic pose and a pretty screen accurate Godzilla. You can see how big the head is, and yeah, that's the difference. It's a more proportional head on the 2014 Godzilla, I feel like, and this Hiya Toys just really, really knocks it out the box. And yeah, these two are two of the better two of the best 2014 Godzillas right here. And if you don't have this guy in your collection, I suggest you add him, because that's one of the definitive 2014 Godzillas to own. Okay, so now I just want to basically show you through Hiya's Exquisite Basic series how Godzilla has evolved throughout the MonsterVerse movies, in just his regular form, and you could see it's quite different. So we started here in the 2014. Is going to be smaller than these guys. Godzilla got bigger. The dorsal plates changed, okay, where they added a little more of the 1954 dorsal plates to the mix on top of, they changed that spiky look, and then they kind of mixed in 54 style dorsal plates on top of it. As he progressed, and I like the look of the dorsal plates on all of them. Really, you know what I mean. I really like the spiky dorsal plates on the 2014. I wouldn't have hated it if they kept those, but I like the way he looks now. But you could see, you definitely see the changes you could see the size of the head. This is a much bigger, boxier head than what we got on the 2019. The 2021 started improving upon that, and now we're kind of back to a boxier look with the 2024, which is obviously the biggest one. So, as you could tell, they scale quite well. This guy's bulky and brolic. But, yeah, very different. And different. You could see all of these paint jobs are drastically different, We have the beautiful look of the 2014 excellent paint job, you know, and it conveys the look of the 2014. Then you have this wild, bold-ass paint job on the 2019, which looks like a dust-covered Godzilla from the end of the movie. Um, this 2021, which I really, really love. That's a serious-looking Godzilla. I love it. Looks like when he was like all of the ships were on fire at the and Kong was playing dead. He looked like a dragon from hell, and I think this captures that look quite nicely for the 2021. And this figure right here, the 2024, is just perfection, man. They just nailed it, with the look, the mouth, the teeth, paint job, everything. Like, this is one of the most screen accurate Godzillas. Looks so good. Love that. That's the re-evolved 2024. So, but yeah, the progression of Godzilla in the MonsterVerse. This is it, folks. You know what I mean? And pretty cool. Of course, you had the other forms, too. You had the Burning, you had the Energized, you had the Pink Godzilla Evolved, and so there's many, many different versions of them from the MonsterVerse, but these are the main four in its regular form, and it's a big difference between all of them. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Got him in another beautiful pose here. Just makes the color stand out. Look at that. Look at how nice that is. Yeah, beautiful. So I do highly recommend this 2014 figure from Hiya, man. I recommend every figure from Hiya. They're doing the right thing with these Godzillas, man. And, they're getting better and better as they go. So, but this is beautiful. It's a looker. Everything about it. Screen accurate. Beautiful paint job. Good articulation. Nice tail. Beautiful dorsal plates. Excellent, man. Two thumbs up. You know what I mean? And if you like what you see, go out and get you some Hiya 2014 Goji. Like the goddamn video. Subscribe to the channel. And I will be back at you with another one soon. Peace out.